Ho ho ho, VG fans, and welcome again to Games and Gear. Tonight's episode is gonna be great because Christmas is just around the corner. That wonderful time of year where you can spend time with the people you care about. In fact, it's because of this holiday that I'm gonna discuss some of my favorite winter-themed levels in video games. How's that for a holiday theme? And on that note, today is actually the first day of winter, also known as the winter solstice. So let's jingle all the way for the top 10 favorite winter levels. First up is Snow Go from Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. This level is such a fun one to play. You can see all those cute little penguins waddling around and spinning around. You can also see those seals moving around too. I just love the way the level itself is done. Another interesting thing is when I first played the level, I have always wondered how to get that red gem that was floating out of reach. It wasn't until years later that I learned that I had to find a hidden route in order to get. I also love the ice areas in which Crash would skate on. The look on his face is priceless, especially when he stops. This is also the first level of Crash 2 that I played due to the fact that it was on a sampler disc just before its official release. However, upon getting the official release months later, I saw that there are more snow levels, but Snow Go will always be my absolute favorite. It brings so much memories for me, especially considering that the level itself was enhanced for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. Besides, who could ignore those cute, adorable penguins? Alright, on to the next winter-themed level. Next up is Ice Cap Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Now this one was really great. The first reason because I love the soundtrack that they used for Act 1 and the music they used for Act 2. I also love the layout for the whole level. I think it adds a nice touch to the whole thing. Plus the boss fight at the end of Act 2 is pretty neat. Just be careful that Dr. Eggman doesn't turn you ice. Pretty soon it'll be the evil genius himself who'll be trying on thin ice. Now how's that for karma? So on to the next level on my list. Next on my list is Peppermint Palace from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Now this one I love because of the nice calm theme it had to it. And the music that accompanies this level makes it feel so joyful and warm. Plus there are lots of ice for Kirby to skate on and a lot of ramps as well. I also love that ice castle that appears before you go inside it. It seems like something you would see in a movie or a TV series about people living in ice castles or anything else along those lines. So moving on, aside from the tricky areas, there's also this boss you gotta battle. It's a big hat-like guy and he is pretty tricky, no pun intended. So anyway, here's number 7 on the top 10 list. Here we have the Summit Stage, which debuted in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now this one is one of my favorite stages to play because you're flying on a giant icicle. Sometimes it tends to slide down, kinda like you're on an amusement park ride. Plus most of the time, some of the enemies from the Ice Climbers game show up, such as that sunglasses wearing polar bear with briefs. That one always confused me. I also love the layout for the battlefield, which I believe provides a great challenge when fighting other characters. Since the footage seen here is from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's also worth knowing that you can actually do a bit of swimming in this stage as well, just so we're clear. Honestly, I prefer this stage over the Ice Climber stage I had for Melee, which I'm surprised didn't even make it to Smash Ultimate. I'm probably guessing it was due to the similarities to the DK stage that was in Brawl, but I'm sure to get off topic here. So on to the next one. Next up is Polar Pass from Crash Team Racing and its remake Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I love this one because of the scenery, not to mention the little Easter egg you see moments after you start the race. there you can see the giant polar bear from Crash 2 and Frozen Ice. I also love how you can take a little shortcut if you had enough speed and jump very high. I just love the turbo paths that I lay out throughout the track. Just be sure to watch out for those seals. They are sneaky little guys who can slow you down if you drive into one. Plus I love the music for the track, whether it's from the original or the Nitro Fueled rendition. Anyway, here's the next number on my top 10 winner list. Next on this list is the Crown Tundra expansion from Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now this one I enjoyed playing a lot because it provided a lot of neat things for it. For starters, it introduced a new concept called Dynamax Adventures, in which you can be able to obtain various legendary Pokemon. They also include some Pokemon that weren't originally in Sword and Shield, such as Elekid, Crobat, Metagross, Swablu, Spiritomb, and Audino. You can also be able to obtain the 3 Hoenn stars as well. I love the winter aesthetic that the DLC provides, especially when you enter Freezington, which is a small village in the area. It really gives a nice winter cabin feel to it. I really enjoyed the Crown Tundra for Pokemon Sword and Shield. I thought it provided a great experience in terms of both story and the overall experience of battling and catching wild Pokemon. Next is FICHINA from StarFox 64. Now here's where you can battle Starwolf for the first time.
Can't let you do that, StarFox. Andros has ordered us to take you down.
Happy, long time no see. Andros' enemy is my enemy.
I love it because of the layout. It's also a race against the clock due to a bomb being planted, and you need to defeat the Starwolf team before it goes off.
A bomb has been planted at the base.
Gee, can anyone take care of it?
Overall, I think it's just a good experience just to battle Starwolf and show those guys who's boss. I know I'll have to face them again at a later point, but it's good to know you can put them in their place early on. So with that out of the way, let's move on to number 3 on the top 10 list. Here we have the Ice Cavern from Spyro the Dragon. Now this one's one of my absolute favorite levels in the first Spyro game. One of my favorite things to do is attacking those giant Norks who wear that armor but can be pushed off just by charging at them, causing them to fall.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
I also like the different areas to explore when you're searching for treasure or if you're rescuing a dragon or two.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
The soundtrack for the level is really nice as well. Stuart Copeland really did a good job on this one. I just love to explore this area a lot. So here's the next one on my list. Here's another Crash Team Racing favorite, but this one is exclusive to Nitro Fuel. It's Gingerbread Joyride. This track was released about a year ago when they were doing Grand Prix for the game. I really love this one because of the nice warm Christmas atmosphere. Also, a favorite character of mine was released at the time.
You've never seen speed like mine!
Ya Panda. I really like the race with her. Plus, she sounds really cool.
Don't hurt yourself! Turn it up!
I also love the soundtrack for this course because it really makes it so fitting with the theme. It's also appropriate considering that Christmas is coming around the corner, which was another reason why this track was added on the top 10 list. Speaking of which, time for the number 1 favorite winter themed level in video games. And finally, we have the Snow Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. I particularly enjoyed that one because they had a lot of areas to explore to find the Power Moons. There's also these giant cloud-like guys that can blow whirlwinds, but you can use Cappy to take control of one. Plus there's these fuzzy creatures called the Shivarians that appear all over the area. You can take control of one of them in order to enter a race to help you gain a Power Moon. Overall, I love the layout for the area, whether it's the main area or just browsing in the underground town of Shiveria. Plus I think it helps if you have Mario change to something that can help him keep warm in this kind of weather. Just be careful not to go in the ice water. And so, that concludes the top 10 winner levels. As the show comes to a close, let me bring up a game wordplay. And today's game wordplay is freeze start. A term used when you feel that a game suddenly freezes up moments after you just started up. Sounds crazy, I know. So I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and stay safe. This is Clyde Monster, signing off. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Games and Gear. To see more new content, click on the subscribe button and click the bell to get the notifications. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and like us on Facebook. There's more exciting stuff to come, so stick around.